Still really loud.
Good.
Mediocre.
No, it's good.
Yo, welcome back to the Grady Podcast, talking about all things Grady on this fine Thursday. What's up, friend of the podcast? Wong.
Greetings, all things Grady.
True.
No one asked you,
Episode
Walker.
24, Thrown from the One, also joined by a new friend of the podcast, Ian Lindstadt.
Whoa.
What's up?
Second
Hey,
official friend
what's
of the
good?
podcast.
How's that pasta?
Oh, it's pretty good. Good to be here.
What's the deal with the pasta here?
It's some macaroni with beef and peppers and onions.
Pretty savage.
Who's
I like
taking
it.
home the Stanley Cup this year, Ian?
Oh, I don't actually know the names of any NHL teams.
All right, good.
Well, at least you knew what the Stanley Cup was.
We'll get back to you on the Seattle one because we're talking about names of that.
Totems.
Yeah, episode 24, Thrown from the One, Grady podcast.
Dip it in the wang
the
sauce.
Dana White's Dirty Drawers show. We're back on the couch as usual now. It's actually been an action-packed week, Jeremy.
Bang, bang.
There's all kinds of zany, weird little sports stories and also some like actual stuff that matters.
No.
We've got pretty much every sport to talk about, so you want to just get right into NFL stuff first, as we usually do?
Sure.
Okay, so do you want to talk Seahawks or Pats in the
No,
beginning?
strict order.
Okay, order of the list. Check that list. We're going to do... Oh, why am I making myself do edits? All right.
1, 2, and 3.
Not doing that one. So it's funny, Jeremy. The first thing is the Pig Pats dub, which it was a pig win for sure.
Big Pat stuff.
That's not a B, my man.
Well, sometimes I get lackadaisical with my beats.
I can't write, but that is not a B.
You're in journalism school.
Yes. I mean, I can't. My handwriting is
You don't know
illegible.
English?
No. Anyway, that was a pig win for the Pats on Sunday, and it's funny because I got grumpy on the last podcast, and I talked about how there's no physicality in the NFL, and it doesn't get cold here, and weather and all that, and it starts being frosty every morning here, and the Pats come out and have their best defensive tackling game of the year.
Last night, Walker.
No, it didn't.
Do you not see the snow?
That's not snow, dude. It's just
snow.
frosty.
Nah,
No,
it's
I don't
snow.
buy that.
Snow.
I don't think so.
Yep.
I think it's just frosty
Nope.
everywhere. It's staying frosty.
Nope.
Anyway, it got cold. Whatever. I'm probably going to be wrong. I'm wrong about everything now. The Pats came out and played their best defensive game of the season. I don't really think there's that much question about that. I mean, the Kansas City game might still be their best game of the season as a team, but they gave up, 38 points or whatever.
Something like that.
So 10 points to the Vikings, who have not been playing that well as a team this season. Very disappointing in my eyes. I picked them to make the Super Bowl, I think, on the podcast.
I think I picked the Saints, but I would have
Yeah.
put them second.
I mean, we were pretty, I've been high on that team for a while, but we were pretty unanimous that they were with the class of the NFC, and they just really haven't been this year. The talent's still there, and offensively, I mean, so the thing that stands out is the Patriots defense to me, and the thing that stands out on defense was the tackling. I thought it was their best game. Not just tackling. Like I said, it was physically their best game on defense this season. In general, they didn't get pushed around at any point during the game, which, I don't know. I guess Minnesota's... I haven't paid that much attention like in terms of watching that team in recent years, but their offensive line is, I guess, kind of suspect now. But the Patriots made it look like it. I mean, they more or less dominated the game. 10 points in today's NFL is a pretty solid contest. And they had the ball. 2 turnovers from the Vikings, which is a thing from Kirk Cousins now, apparently. Well, I guess always.
Good.
Yeah, so
Stuck with him.
I don't know about that team. I did think it was an impressive game for the Patriots, and I just think by virtue of the Vikings aren't dumb, which means they're smarter than a lot of teams that you'll play in the NFL on any given week. And they're still talented. So I think you can take away from the win just by virtue of holding a team like that to 10 points. 3 points in the second half is a good day on any Sunday. And they had, 2 picks, won the turnover battle. Offensively, to me, this game, I'm pretty much feeling the same about the Patriots. I think they're good, but might not be good enough this year.
Their wide receivers and Gronk still didn't do anything.
So that's what I was going to say is offensively, it just, to me, it's weird because they have the names, but it doesn't feel like there's enough offensively, which is the first time in like 10 years I've felt that way. I mean, I guess like 12 years now, 13 years. I mean, since I was a kid.
Years.
Pretty much. It's been, I mean, at least, no, because 2006, before they loaded up, they had like David Givens was their best receiving option or something after they let Dion go before they brought in Welker and Moss. So
trash.
They were pretty.
Dion Branch was trash, so.
Not for the Patriots.
He was trash.
No, I think he was a Patriot system guy, actually.
Yeah, but trash.
Okay, well, he wasn't for the Patriots, but anyway, they had worse than Dion Branch in 2006. But it's been since 2006, I think, where this team's been. The only year where they weren't carried by their offense has been 2014, and I would still argue that really they were an offensive team that year. They just had a good defense.
Yeah.
So right now, and I mean, it was a good performance for the defense, but when I look at it, there's still just not enough speed and talent there to carry them, so the offense has to get better. That's my big takeaway, I think.
Nah, Kyle Van Noy going to do it.
So Van Noy's actually been good.
I know.
It's really weird. He's been like I can't remember more than a couple plays this year where I've had Van Noy complaints. Last season, it was like I would literally watch halves where it would just be every single play just yelling about the linebackers because they would never ever be involved in plays. And I mean, on Sunday, all the linebackers. That was another, like, I saw Dante Hightower making tackles for the first. It feels like the first tackles he's made in weeks, which isn't quite true, but like he's been invisible this season. He is just. I don't know how to say it, but he is really slow, man. He cannot run anymore. He just looks really old.
You've mentioned that.
I know. But it's really true.
Those ACLs get to you, dude.
Well, yeah, and he's a big dude. It makes sense. But on Sunday, he actually got involved again, and there was a couple plays where he's not necessarily smacking dudes, but rumbling into guys and making very solid tackles. Like, so again,
mumbling,
I was
stumbling.
I thought the tackling of the whole defense was really good on Sunday. Both McCourty bros had some big tackles.
I saw that.
They played this kid, J.C. Jackson, a lot, who some people were really high on his game. He really scares me, honestly. He's pretty good for a penalty. Like half the times you throw at him, it seems like he seems kind of out of control, which I don't like DBs like that, particularly corners, and he's like a big physical guy, so I think he's just going to take a lot of penalties. But we saw a lot of him. Did he have a pick? No, I think he tipped a ball. Whatever. He was decent, but I don't know. It was a good win, best defensive game of the season for him, but that's not saying that much. And I would be a lot happier if they had come out and brought like a 35-10 win or something, where like.
You're asking a lot, Walk.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you're right. I mean,
like,
that's
why don't we blow off potential playoff teams by
right.
25 points?
It's a pretty Patriots fan take of me, but I don't know, dude.
I can't believe we didn't win that game by 3.5 touchdowns.
No, but it's just weird the way that they won it. I think my point is just that I still don't feel like their defense is going to carry them. And the offense, that's what it comes down to. The offense just has to be better if they're going to win a Super Bowl. And I mean, I admit it's Super Bowl or nothing. That is true with the Patriots. There's anything short of winning the Super Bowl this year will be a disappointment every year until Brady retires. So
yeah,
who knows?
And I mean, it's hard to see them like getting better, from this point.
Oh, I mean, yeah, they don't. They would have to make moves, which they're apparently not willing to do. And they need to not.
Who can they trade?
Well, how about start with not Excuse me. How about start with not drafting a guard and a running back in the first
that's
round?
done, Walk.
I know, but they're probably going to do it again next year.
Another guard and another running back.
Well, something like that. Bill is... He's getting senile. Just kidding. I don't know. The direction of the team for the future and for the now. They just have been making... I've talked about this a lot on this podcast.
Your love for Sony?
No. The whole thing. They've just been making questionable moves the last couple of years. And like with the Butler thing they might have been right about. But other than that, a lot of the stuff that I've been mad about, you just look at all the defensive talent around the league that they had and could have paid reasonable price for the talent. And I don't know. I mean, the defense had a good game.
Richardson, dude.
They should have kept Akeem Hunt. Not Akeem Hicks, sorry.
Signed Kareem Hunt.
No, Akeem Hicks.
Kareem Hunt.
Yeah, I mean, weird 180, but that's the actual next thing on the list.
I know. Segue.
That was super smooth. So.
Oh.
We're in the break. No, it does. You don't need to record that.
It's okay, I just did.
This has been recording the whole time. Can you just cut that out?
We don't edit. I mean, we cut, but...
Cop a peeb, Ian.
Thank you.
Peeb pass. What were we saying?
Huh?
What were we saying?
Kareem Hunt.
Oh, yeah.
Segway skirt.
Yeah, we didn't start. Did we not talk about that last week? I thought it had broken already.
No, it didn't break till Friday of last week.
Okay, so Kareem Hunt is a bad man. Not in the way we thought.
Not the good bad.
Everybody,
the bad,
I mean, everybody, I'm assuming like anybody who listens to this podcast on YouTube knows about Kareem Hunt. I still haven't even watched the video. I don't see a need to. He got in a fight with a 19-year-old lady and kicked her. He punched and kicked her, and
No, he didn't punch. He
didn't punch her?
He pushed her hard, like in the shoulder, and then someone like separated them, and then he like charged at them, and he like pushed his friend, which hit into her, and she went flying via his friend who Kareem pushed, and then as she was getting up, he kicked her.
So he ends up on the commissioner's exempt list, which I think totally fine, reasonable thing for the NFL to do in the interim.
Well, there was nothing else to
Yeah.
do.
Well, I don't. Yeah, I mean, right. Jeremy.
It's like the NFL's like, instead of like just giving suspensions now and letting the public get mad, they like put him on the commissioner's exempt list, feel the heat, and then they're like, oh yeah, people are about 12 weeks mad at this.
It is kind of a temperature-taking move, actually. It's kind of a... Well, it's weird, man, because it's kind of a cop-out, but it also is kind of the right thing to do.
Yeah.
Because I also wouldn't... Like, I don't necessarily want them to just come out and suspend him 6 weeks or 8 weeks right now or whatever. And
Well, 6 weeks is the minimum now.
Okay,
and
but that's what
I
I'm
wouldn't
saying.
be surprised if he doesn't play next season.
I would. Because of suspension, or you don't think he'll be signed? No, I wouldn't. I bet he's going to get 10 games or something, 8 or 10 games.
And then who signs him, though?
He might get signed. He's pretty talented.
So was Ray Rice.
He was older. He was old, and he was an old running back,
but he was still good.
Yeah, he was an old running back, though. He's like 32 or something.
No, he was like 29 at
was
the time.
Was he? He was pretty old, I thought.
No,
but
not that old.
I mean, Kareem Hunt's what, 25?
24.
Yeah, so I don't know, man. I think he'll get signed. It's possible that he doesn't. I don't know. I don't feel like... I mean, there's a story here, but it's just like part of the larger story of like, yeah, NFL players aren't angels. They're big, semi-crazy dudes. Exactly. I was going to say, we also have on our list Brandon Browner, the former Pats and Seahawks corner, who, dude, first of all, nobody covered this story.
Well, no one knows who Brandon Browner is who isn't a Seahawks or Patriots
fan. Dude, Brandon Browner...
He had like
comment
3 good
on
years.
the Facebook if you know who Brandon Browner is,
I mean,
or YouTube.
He played in the CFL more than he played in the NFL.
That might be, but he's still. No, dude. Wasn't he like 2-time Pro Bowl or 1-time Pro Bowler in his 3 good years?
He probably made the Pro
People
Bowl
love
in
the Pro Bowl.
2012.
Yeah, people love the Pro Bowl. And he was big with that Patriots team, even though he only played 10 games or whatever, I think, because of suspension.
Yeah.
12. Anyway, yeah, he pled guilty to attempted murder. And again, yeah, I know. That's like the larger point to me is
10
just that,
game
like,
suspension.
for attempted murder.
Yeah.
He's going on the commissioner's exempt list, I would say. No, I mean, Browner's like way out of the league for anybody who doesn't know, who knows who he is. But it just to me speaks to, the point that like NFL players are not, I mean,
Nobody's perfect.
maybe not disproportionately like bad dudes, but yeah, there's that league has some crazy dudes in it. It makes sense. You kind of have to be crazy to play in that league.
Sure.
So anyway, the Kareem Hunt story to me is like, I don't feel like there should be any controversy yet. Like, I haven't really paid attention to the media coverage of it that much, but beyond the point of like Kansas City just cut one of their most talented players.
Yeah.
Going down
Good
the
for
stretch.
the Patriots.
Which, that part.
They only beat the Raiders by 7 this weekend.
Yeah.
They still threw up 40.
Yeah,
That wasn't the problem.
Yeah.
But I was like, wow, the Raiders hanging in it. But, I mean, come on. Are you going to win a Super Bowl with a defense that gives up 33 to the Raiders?
I don't know, dude. The whole league feels kind of wide open to me right now, honestly. Like, the NFC teams still feel like the class of the league, but I feel like anyone can lose on any Sunday now almost.
Yeah.
And that's like...
Well, everyone has lost.
Well, everyone has lost, but I mean, I feel like the Saints and Rams can go down to good, not great teams.
Yeah.
Especially in the playoffs, for sure.
Sure.
The Chiefs and Patriots definitely can, and those are the only 4 teams at this point I'm even confident to say are like really good teams right now. And the Patriots to me are like only because of Brady and Belichick.
How about them Cowboys? Wow.
Okay, Jeremy. I mean, you know, I talked about it last week and how mad I was about it, but they're another team where they are playing defense right now.
Yep.
And they're pretty fun to watch on defense, but
Van Der Esch and
Smith.
Jalen
Smith.
Yeah.
Yeah, those 2 rookie linebackers. Oh my God, if the Patriots could have got one of those dudes. Oh yeah, it makes me so mad every time. Them and the Colts guy.
Yeah. The guard or the linebacker?
The linebacker. I'm just talking about rookie linebackers because I think there's another one who makes me mad. There's a 4th guy who plays for I don't know. I can't remember, but there's 4 rookie linebackers who I wish they got. And they did get one, the kid who's hurt, whose name is slipping my mind right now, but I was actually excited about him too, but he's out. Anyway, no, the Cowboys are not real. Jason Garrett is the clapper machine for sure, and that's not good enough.
Clap
and
on.
And I know
Clap off.
Dak has been it's always clap on. It's just clap on and on and on. And I know Dak has been playing better, but not good enough. Him and Jason, it's the coach and quarterback. I come back to that, and him and Jason Garrett isn't.
But Zeke.
They're not beating anybody in the NFC in the playoffs with Zeke this year, I don't think.
I don't know.
He is. I'm sort of a running back hater, as you know, but he is a force for sure. And I mean, it's like him and Gurley and maybe no one else in the league who I feel like is like really the driving force for their offenses. I mean, Barkley, but the Giants have no offense, so
Definitely Barkley.
yeah, he's not the driving force. He's just all they have on offense, pretty much. And now OBJ throwing.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Why are we even talking about the Cowboys? It's not on the list, and everyone hates them, and they're boring.
How about them Cowboys?
No. How about? Do you have anything else to say about Kareem Hunt? I don't feel like there's that much to say about
28-3 walk.
Nice shirt, buddy.
No, not really.
We're watching the Celtics Knicks on TNT. The Celtics are on a 3-game win streak right now, actually, Jeremy. with a 9-point lead.
There
Yeah.
was like another video that came out of him being held back right after he had punched some guy in another incident a few months later.
Yeah, so that's what I was gonna say. That is something we forgot about. Yeah, is he apparently punched somebody else?
But it
I
was
mean,
a guy, so
right, but it's still, but also
In a
like
club.
Reuben
Ruben Foster.
Foster is the obvious comp, and I think he's like comparable because he's been signed by the Redskins just by virtue of his talent.
Yeah,
And I think Kareem Hunt is similarly just a guy who teams. I mean, Greg Hardy is
but there's no video.
You're right, and that's a big thing. But no, you're right. That's huge. The video does make such a big difference for that league because they're like driven by PR.
Greg Hardy played another football game after throwing a woman on a pile of guns.
Telling her they were loaded.
Yes.
Yeah. No, that's what I'm saying. So
But there's no video.
No, I know. So the video, it does matter, but I do think that league is so talent driven. I wouldn't be surprised because Greg Hardy was like a legitimate psychopath.
Yeah.
And
Killing it in
playing.
UFC.
And he was so scary, so scary. We've actually got some fighting to talk about because the heavyweight division is back later. But that's it on Kareem Hunt. I'm done talking about it.
Yeah.
He's suspended. He should be. It's not. I mean, he kicked a 19-year-old. I don't need to know like much more of the story for any reason, and like my curiosity doesn't extend beyond hearing that he got mad because he found out that him and his friends had been drinking with a 19-year-old. And like, I don't care.
Well, there's conflicting stories.
Yeah, so I don't care about that part, but he had a 19-year-old in a hotel room or whatever at 3:00 in the morning, and then he got mad and ended up.
It was a hotel
fighting her.
room, but it was his apartment at the time. It just was at a hotel.
Okay, that's still not chill. Don't have like.
Yeah.
I mean, it's chill. Like, she's 19. I guess she can do whatever she wants. She's a consenting adult, but like, don't get in fights with 19-year-olds at 3:00 in the morning in your
3:23 in the morning.
Yeah, for any reason ever. Don't. It's not like it's just not
Be
okay, and I don't
asleep
need
at
to know any more than
3:23
that.
in the morning.
And so it's fine with me if he doesn't play again in the league, but I think he will because it's a talent-driven league. That's all I have to say. There's no controversy. The Steelers lost on Sunday again. They're
Yep.
so stupid, Jeremy.
Oh, they walk.
Yeah, they're really dumb.
They blew it
They take penalties. They blew it. What was their lead again in this game?
23-7 at half, I think.
Yeah. I mean, they allowed Keenan Allen, like, what was it, like 14 catches and like, dude,
Sauce.
that team, like,
They took away. Did you see the interception in the end zone they took away from themselves?
no.
Like, so one of their guys was on, the corner was like on Keenan Allen, and the corner like caught it, and then the safety was coming over to defend the play and blew up the corner, and it popped up in the air, and Keenan Allen caught it.
That is pretty swaggin'. He caught it in the end zone too.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I didn't know that. I just saw his stat line at the end of the game because I was like doing homework and somewhat watching that game. Actually, I think I was playing Red Dead Redemption, but that's kind of beside the point.
I'm starting my own life.
Watch the new South Park season. Yeah.
Sponsored.
Sponsored by us on Facebook. Like us on Facebook at Throwing From the One. And subscribe on YouTube if you're watching on YouTube right now. And also thumbs it up and everything because it seriously makes such a difference. It's
2 thumbs up.
like Jeremy,
Make more accounts.
when I search the episodes, the ones that have like 40 views as opposed to 19 and like 5 versus 2 or 3 likes, they're like third on the page versus like being way down. Which on YouTube, dude, when was the last time you scrolled down on a YouTube search? Like,
Never.
yeah, dude, it's like
Literally
that stuff
never.
is lame down there.
I've never gone past like the 3rd video of a YouTube search.
Why would you? Except to watch Throwing From the One in 3D or
1, 2, 3,
D.
4.
Yeah, so the Steelers lost again, and now they are
The 4 seed.
The 4 seed. I'm
They
trying
were
to get
already
my,
the 4 seed, actually.
well, right, but
Double 4 seed.
I think they're the 5 right now.
No, they're winning their division.
Oh, you're right. They can't be the 5 because that's how the NFL works. I mean, their season comes down to they play the Patriots in 2 weeks. Is that right?
I don't know.
I think that's right.
I don't think it matters. They're going to win their division. The Bengals aren't going to take the division.
Well, you're right, and they're probably not getting a 2 seed pretty much no matter what. So, yeah, you're right. Yeah, they're 7-4
And 1.
and 1, and a total clown show doing it.
And James Conner's hurt now.
Yeah, which we'll see now. Whatever scrap heap running back they go in can prove that James Conner didn't matter
Something
just as much as
Samuels.
Le'Veon didn't matter.
You know what's funny, though, is he apparently still has his tight end eligibility in Yahoo fantasy leagues. So you can get the
sauce,
Steelers'
dude.
primary running back as your
Sauce.
tight end.
No. That.
Oh, yeah. My tight end put up 35 this week.
Yeah, I don't know that much about fantasy, but I do know that a guy that gets 20 carries in a game is better
And
than
probably
any
2
tight end.
touchdowns.
Yeah. Okay. That's a life hack for everybody. Continuing the rundown of the garbage AFC, the Colts lost 0-6, Jeremy,
Ouch.
to the Jags.
I think Andrew Luck threw a pick in the end zone.
Is that
Or at least in the red zone.
like one of the Coltsiest? I mean,
The hype train
I
hit a
think
brick wall.
you've asked if I was scared of them, and still no, for sure.
They hit a brick wall.
Because 0-6 to the Jags is not okay, to be honest.
Nope.
So
Defense still legit, though.
because they held the Jags to 6 in a tractor pull.
Yep.
Okay, so good for them. I mean, the point for me here is that I sit here and look at the AFC standings, and I'm just not. It's still the Pats and Chiefs and everyone else to me, and then the Chiefs, I think.
No
mean-
spect for the Texans, dude.
No spec for the Texans,
They've
man.
won 9 straight.
Okay, good for
What
them.
do they need to do to get some spect?
Win a game in the playoffs against a legit team.
And then you'll be scared.
Maybe if they have an impressive playoff win, maybe. But I wouldn't be surprised if they poopy pants mode and they lose in the wild card round.
It's really too bad they don't have Will Fuller. He changes their offense.
Yeah, I mean,
It
He's-
takes, when Will Fuller's on the field, that safety has to stay high because Will Fuller can beat almost any corner on a deep ball. But when Fuller's not in the game, then that safety just plays over DeAndre Hopkins. And DeAndre Hopkins, he has like literally twice as many fantasy points in the games where Will Fuller is playing. You would think by sheer volume he'd have to get more points or at least as many points, but no.
yeah, Fuller is very fast, so I mean, yes, it's a loss, but
Rip. And they're getting Dante Foreman back this week.
I don't even know who that is.
He's their running back that they drafted in the first round out of Texas last year.
All right.
Came back in like week 10, had like 5 good games, and then tore his ACL.
Swag. Bill O'Brien and what's his face? Deshaun Watson. That's, again, coach and quarterback come back to it almost every time for me. And they're actually the whole squad, they've been poopy pants mode in the playoffs. And they've been poopy pants mode at Gillette Stadium, and they're for sure having to go to Gillette. So,
Probably.
yeah, not for sure, but it seems likely at this point. Even though the Pats' schedule is not a total cakewalk.
Well, and honestly, I mean, I still like the Chargers against either the 3 or 4 teams.
I mean, the Chargers are the second scariest team in the AFC playoffs to me.
Yeah.
Just because if Phil Riv goes psycho mode and starts screaming at refs and defenders and throws, 4 shotgun tuds and or shot
Well,
put tuds.
they're a complete team. They're a more complete team, I think, than anyone in the AFC. They can run the ball. They can pass the ball. They can get after the quarterback. They have a good DBs, too. I mean, there's really not, one glaring issue with the Chargers.
Yeah, that might be fair. I don't know. I guess I can't argue against it because I don't really feel like anybody in the AFC is complete. So either way, they would be a concern in the playoffs, but we'll see because again, all these teams, even the Patriots this year, all these teams could go poopy pants mode.
Means nothing to them.
True.
Who cares if they're the 5 seed?
Yeah, true. No one's gonna go anyway. Jacksonville, Tennessee is 2-13 right now in the second quarter. You want to tune into that,
Yep.
Jem?
Well, I mean, this game is at half, so
All right,
I'm down.
I'll put it on.
Sounds lit.
What's the 69-58 Celtics at the half? What's the Seahawks playoff outlook, Jeremy?
Well, we're sitting at 7-5 right now. We're the 5 seed. We're a half game ahead of the Vikings, who are the 6 seed, and then we're a game ahead of the Panthers, but we have the tiebreaker, and the Eagles, who we haven't played, so I don't know who would have the tiebreaker.
You're feeling pretty good about it at this point.
I think, yeah. I mean, if we win this Sunday, we'd have to really poop our pants. All we'd have to do is beat the Niners and the Cardinals, which is a fairly low barrier to entry for the playoffs.
Yes, I would say so. Wait, this week is a tough game though, right?
Vikings on Monday night.
Oh yeah,
That's what. If we lose the Vikings, we could, depending on how the Panthers and Eagles do, we could be tied with them, but we have the tiebreaker over the Panthers still, so we'd still be ahead of them. And then the Eagles have a tough schedule down the road. They have to play the Bears, the Saints, and the Redskins.
They're dropping
at one point.
They're dropping at least one of those. They're probably dropping at least one of the Bears and Saints game. Honestly,
not two. I mean, I'd favor the other teams in both those matchups.
Well, right, but I'm saying at least they're at best going 2-1. So if you lose to the Vikings, wait, you don't have the tiebreaker over them, or you don't know? You don't know.
I don't know. We haven't played them,
Yeah.
so it'd be division record is the next one, right?
Wait, but if they go, you're tied with them right now.
No, we're 1 game ahead of the Eagles.
Oh well, they're not going better than 2-1, so you're beating the Eagles.
I don't know
in
who
the
they play
standings.
this weekend though.
It doesn't matter. You're beating them in the standings.
Might be the Cowboys. I think they play the Cowboys this weekend.
Yeah, so it's looking good for the Hawks. They did it.
It's not over yet.
Well, you're right, but they're gonna hopefully do it. Which I mean,
Impressive job.
it's
A lot of Vegas had their over under at 5.5 wins before the season.
how far do they have to make it in the playoffs for you to not be or for you to be happy? I guess with this season,
If we make the playoffs, I'm very happy.
if they get if they play just a 7-17 loss in the wild card round, you'd be
I mean, it'd be disappointing, but it'd still be a very successful season.
yeah. Well, I can't argue with that.
And if we're the 5 seed, we'd probably play the Cowboys in the first round, and we've already beat the Cowboys.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I can't argue
And
with
then
that.
you probably
'cause-
go the Rams, and well, we've played the Rams by 5 and 2-point games this season, so never know.
Yeah. I mean, we'll see about all the Seahawks. I again come back to the coach and quarterback thing, and that team can definitely turn any game into a game that they can win. So we'll see in the playoffs how that all goes. But
gotta get there first.
I'm with you on that actually, because to be honest, I thought the Seahawks, we were starting to see them implode, and that was going to be the storyline this season. And I just a lot of the stuff has gone pretty well. The O-line is playing well for the first time in however long, forever maybe.
No, 3 years. I mean, it was good when Marshawn was tearing it up.
Oh, was it just
Yeah.
run blocking?
The pass blocking was still fine.
Was it? I thought
Yeah.
Russ got hit his whole career.
No, not near as much.
Okay.
Especially because everything, like his first 2 years, like basically every pass was a play action.
Yeah. Well, anyway, the O-line is playing well. The defense has, young guys are actually coming up and playing, and I thought that they were going to have to become a totally offensive team, which, I mean, their offense is still better than the defense, I would say, but like the fact that they're running and winning games means their defense is functioning.
Yep.
You can't outrun a good passing offense in a successful passing game in the NFL. So
Yeah. Well, the offense keeps the other team's offense off the field, and the defense limits them to field goals. And pretty soon it's the fourth quarter, and you only have the 18 points or something.
yeah. Well, and that possession game is what they've been successful with in this Pete Carroll era. So I do think it's a good thing for them to stick to their identity and sort of get back to it and like really get back to it and focus. Wow, nice punt. This is a terrible game, dude. Oh my God.
Also, this frame rate.
Nice punts. Yeah, we're watching in slow motion right now. Ugh.
Also, like everyone you needed to step up stepped up.
Right.
And like the couple of core guys, like other than Doug Baldwin because he's been hurt, but like Russell Wilson, Tyler Lockett, Bobby Wagner, like those guys are all having like arguably their best seasons. Bobby Wagner's already at 99 tackles on the season.
I mean, he didn't have huge tackle totals, and their defense was at its peak as well.
I mean, he usually gets right around 100 tackles, but he's at 100 tackles.
100 solo?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And he's at 100 tackles with 4 games left.
Yeah, I thought you were saying total tackles. He probably has like 150 total tackles a season or something. It's crazy.
Had his first pick 6 on Sunday.
It's pretty legit.
98 yards.
Kind of surprised he hasn't had one before.
Yeah, he scored before.
Well, definitely. Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. Like he's a playmaker, 100%.
Yep. That's really all I have to say. Nothing new. We beat the 49ers by about the amount we should have. Still kind of concerned with our passing game because we gave up a lot of yards, but, we were also up.
Your passing defense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I meant. I mean...
well, they're totally relying on... they have anyone in the secondary who's been in the league for more than, 4 years?
Bradley McDougall's probably, 4 years in the league.
So he's the veteran presence, though, right?
Yeah. Trey
Yeah,
Flowers is
so-
a rookie. Shaq Griffin's in his second year.
Who's the nickel corner?
Justin Coleman. So he's probably been in the league
Coleman's
4
been in the league
years
4
too.
or 5 years.
Yeah.
He would actually be helpful for the Patriots this season, I think.
He's been playing really great.
Yeah.
I think we're playing nickel the majority of our defensive snaps.
He's an okay nickel corner. He was fine with the Patriots. They just didn't use him that much.
Since KJ's been out all season, we've been playing a lot of nickel looks, and he's been playing really well.
Yeah.
And we're getting Michael Kendricks back this week against the Vikings. And that'll be... I mean, if we ever get Bobby Wagner, Michael Kendricks, and KJ right on the field, I think we're pretty undisputably the best linebacker core in the NFL.
Yeah, I'm not going to argue against it. That Dallas unit is pretty nasty, but those guys are young and
they're just too small of a sample size for those guys.
Yeah.
But yeah, they certainly look like the future.
they're going to be pretty legit. And I still like what's his face, Sean Lee. Honestly,
I don't know if he's gonna get his job back. Walk.
yeah. Well, he might have a different job, but
yeah, what are they gonna do? Move him to outside linebacker?
yeah, because he can run, he can cover. Oh, friend of the podcast, Alex Wong, getting it going with the Uber Eats.
Yes.
Nice. Get it.
Share your fries with the viewers, friends of the podcast, Alex Wong.
Feed them through the
them.
YouTube.
No.
So you don't care. You don't care about.
Enemy of the podcast.
You don't
Alex
care.
Wong.
You don't care about our viewers' one potato slice.
That is correct.
All right.
You guys heard me.
Thanks for watching. I care about you. A sip of way too sweet pear cider, which is finely aged in the fridge. You know what, Jeremy? This podcast is actually brought to you by Rilo's Leftover Beer Service once again, because this pear cider has been sitting in my fridge since a month ago.
That's not a beer walk. It's a cider.
Rilo's Leftover Cider Service.
CC.
Yeah, so the Panthers suck. I don't. Yeah, obviously.
I mean, they were 6-2 just a month ago. Walk. Obviously.
Well, yeah, but I just I don't believe in that team. I haven't believed in that team since like their Super Bowl season. Riverboat Ron, they need Cam to run to be a functional.
That's not even true anymore, though.
They
Christian
pass now.
McCaffrey is throwing
Oh, yeah,
200
McCaffrey,
all-purpose yards a
McCaffrey.
game.
Whatever, dude. You just said they suck. They suck. They obviously suck.
Their defense hasn't been what they need it to be.
Not even close. They don't have. I mean, they don't have any personnel for it these days.
They got Luke Kuechly,
Yeah, Luke Kuechly.
Captain Munnerlyn.
You even say he's overrated. And,
I do think
and I don't
so.
think he's as overrated as you think he is, but he is overrated these days. But he's like all they have defensively. I don't want to talk about the Panthers. I don't really want to talk about Brandon Browner that much.
There's not that much more to say.
True. I have to go in order of the list, but yeah, Brandon Browner, attempted murder. It's not cool.
It's not cool to attempt murder.
Well, it's like, it's not a good, yeah, I don't even want to talk about it. It's like a bad story. And I mean, he's just kind of, he's a crazy guy, obviously. I mean, I guess unsurprisingly, given his play style and attitude in the league and his, whatever, his Instagram. We don't,
Given his Instagram.
well, he's crazy on there,
Yeah,
dude. He's
know.
wilding on Instagram constantly.
I see his posts sometimes.
So we don't need to get into that anymore. How long have we been at this, Jeremy? Should we take a break and charge a succulent can before we tackle the
Yeah,
rest of this?
probably.
Oh my gosh, we're gonna go way over, dude.
I was thinking that.
We're just finishing the NFL at 40 minutes.
Yeah, we should probably take a deep thoughts.
And football players are just people who don't play football that play football.
That means I'm Russell Wilson.
Well, Russell Wilson is just you, but he's Russell Wilson.
Wow.
I think-
I'm only a Russell Wilson
I
away
think we're
from being
stretching
Russell
it.
Wilson.
Yeah, if you were Russell Wilson, then you would be Russell Wilson.
Whoa.
We're back on Throwing from the One. By the way. Why did you put college sports so high up on the list?
Cause
I'm breaking order, dude.
Books.
Do you need me to rip the page out and change the order? Because I will.
You gotta like tear it up and like mix
Yes.
it all up.
Yeah, I'm going to move the NCAA part
Please
down.
do that.
Okay, in the meantime, the Huskies are playing OSU in Urban Meyer's last ever college football game. Boo, boo, boo.
And we're gonna destroy them.
No, you're not.
Probably not.
How do you think that one's going to go?
I mean, I think our defense will keep it close, but it's just hard to imagine our offense having the firing power to keep up.
Your defense will keep it close. I mean, I guess I haven't watched OSU either, so can they stop OSU in that game?
Yeah. I think we have the best defense in the country outside of maybe Alabama.
Okay, well,
I mean, Walker, we won the Pac-12 championship 10-3
on a pick six.
and
I know.
on a pick six.
I know. No, you're right, but I mean, I don't want to say how you said it, but you don't. You're saying it's close now, but you have not been. You've been less than confident when we've talked about this game, pretty much since the things lined up the way they did.
Well, because I think we have like a 25% chance. 20 to 25.
Well, but what's the chance it's a good, entertaining game?
Depends if you can appreciate just like a close defensive game. And for college, that means
If they
like,
go down 14-10 to OSU, are you going to be mad about the end of the season?
No, I don't know. This season has been,
I mean, you thought you wanted them in the playoff this season.
yeah.
So.
It's been, I guess it'd be, I don't know. It's just kind of mediocre.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, goes to say, like, the health of the program.
Aren't they
though.
haven't they've been top 10 ranked like all season though. Like how much better you
No,
want them
we
to
actually no, we haven't.
be? Oh, really?
Yeah, we have not been in the top 10 most of the season. In fact, we just got back to the top 10 with our Pac-12
Yeah,
championship
I don't know
win.
about college sports, I don't think.
We actually were unranked for like a week right after we lost to Cal.
I don't know, those are getting kind of warm.
So mediocre season. It'll
Yeah.
be interesting to see where things go from here because this class of graduating seniors is, I mean, probably other than Buddha's class, well, no, 2 years, a year ahead of Buddha's class. So I guess like the 2015 class, this has been like by far the most influential class. We're losing our quarterback. We're losing the staple of our offense the last 4 years, Miles Gaskin.
Yeah.
And we're losing arguably the best defensive football player in the country in Ben Burke-Irvin. So
Who's Ben Burke-Irvin?
our middle linebacker.
Oh. He's the best. Did he win the Bednarik Award or whatever the best linebacker is
Yeah.
tonight? Oh.
And
Good for him.
First team.
And first team All-American.
Yep.
Yeah, good
And
for him.
One guy we're not losing because he's only a sophomore from Bellingham, Washington.
The
Taylor Rapp.
Is that the corner?
Well, he's our free safety.
Oh. Who's the corner that got the pick? He's going to the NFL.
Byron Murphy.
And he's going to the draft.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh.
he was already going to the draft. But he probably
Yeah.
just secured himself a first-round draft pick with that. I
Is
think
he-
he's only a junior, but
Is he an All-American?
I don't think so. He might have been third team.
Does he get hype all this season though?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's I don't know. He's kind of a big play guy.
Yeah.
He can get beat, but he makes exciting plays.
Well, are they a young team outside of the big impact guys? Like, is their O-line returning starters? Like, what's their defensive core
So-
outside of was the defense relying on these big play guys, or do they have like a fast, talented defense?
So yeah, we're losing a lot of our defensive talent, but the thing is, we always lose a lot of our defensive talent. I mean, 2 years ago we had
That's not a way to make a playoff run, though.
we had the year before we made the college football playoff when we went like 8-4, 7-5 maybe. We had 6 first-round draft picks, all from the defense. It was a record.
That's like Danny. Was that Danny Shelton?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember
Danny
that.
Shelton, that big D tackle. But yeah, there was a whole bunch of them. And obviously we had our best year after that. So Chris Peterson, Jimmy Lake, our defensive coordinator, they have not had any issues replenishing defensive talent. But we have had issues replenishing offensive talent.
And they need a quarterback, honestly. I mean,
Yeah, well, that was the thing, was Jake Browning was never going to be good enough to win a national championship.
he's not even really good enough to be where the team is right now.
His absolute peak, and I mean, that was like his sophomore season. Like, you couldn't really, literally, there was nothing he could ask for. And, you slide into a 4 seed.
I mean, hasn't he kind of been the limiting factor for them at points during this year?
This year?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say so. But, I mean, we also have seen him be, like, several times more productive with better weapons.
Yeah.
So, clearly, he is a game manager, as they say.
Well, I also would say that in college, the defense is generally bad enough that if you can sling it to the open guy in the spread and you have good weapons, then you'll end up with stats because you're going to score 70-yard touchdowns.
By far his best year is sophomore year. It was all about John Ross beating guys deep.
And he just needs to connect on a pitch and catch, basically, and then he's got a 70-yard tud tacked onto the stats. So,
Or
right.
he underthrows him and John Ross comes back the ball and gets blown up by the corner and you get a big PI call.
Yeah.
50-50.
Yeah. That's part of why I can't get behind college football, which is a good thing I moved the NCAA topics to the bottom of the list.
Boo, cheater.
Which, unfortunately for you, means that the next thing on the list is the Mariners and what I have seen on Facebook termed Jerry DiPoto's reimagining of the Mariners roster.
No, it's just dumping anyone who's making money.
They
possible.
have exploded that team.
Yep.
Jeremy, they're going to be like the worst team in baseball next year.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
For sure.
I'm so sorry, dude. Just like zero. It's so crazy because we're like, I mean, we went away for like 4 months or whatever, but we're like 6 podcast episodes away from talking about them like in first place, like making the playoffs and all this, and like there's no one there now.
No.
Who's left? Haniger, still Felix.
He's the only
and-
one you want. And then familiar faces, Felix is still there and Kyle Seager's still on the team.
And what's his face, the catcher?
No, we traded Mike Zunino.
Oh, Mikey Z?
Yeah,
No.
I know.
Oh.
I know. I was hella bummed about that. Gene Segura and Mikey Z have been the 2 trades that really bummed me out.
That's hurtful. Diaz didn't? That's a sad trade too, dude.
Yeah.
That's like because that was the trade that confirms like that's the we're blowing it up trade.
Oh, well, yeah.
So, and then Segura was like, it's blown up.
It was already. Yeah.
It was already blown up, but now it's like they don't have MLB talent even.
No.
Like,
Trash.
what did they get? Did they have like
No. No one.
what did they get? No.
They got.
That's so bad.
They got
dude.
Jay Bruce from the Mets.
Is he not making money? Like that's
I guess
you just
not.
trade veteran garbage for veteran garbage.
They got J.P. Crawford.
Where does he even fit in for them? Is he gonna play left?
Who knows?
What?
Who cares? I really don't care.
Are you actually?
I haven't. Like the people we got in these trades means nothing to
Are
me.
you gonna be tuned out next year?
I mean,
You still watch like even after they were out of first place, you watched most of the games last season, right? You watched most of the games.
after we were in full destruction mode,
Yeah.
I was not watching most of the games. Slightly
yeah.
under half.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It's still that thing that like I turn on when I'm sitting around at 7:00 during the spring.
Yeah, it's always on, so you might as well. It's really sad, man. Honestly,
You're telling me, Walk. Makes me cry.
I know, dude. I know.
Me and Matthew were having a real good event sesh.
Oh, Matthew.
It was funny. The Mariners made a post about like single game tickets on sale now, and literally just all the comments are like, no one is going to buy tickets.
What do you mean tickets on sale?
Just
Dude,
a whole lot of hate.
Yeah,
a whole lot of frustration.
that's brutal, dude. Like, I feel for you. NHL in Seattle's not going to occupy that void for you, though, huh?
Probably not. I feel like I'm
different season.
too old to like truly become passionate about a new sports team.
So, yeah, that part I can kind of see to become passionate about, but like, I hope, you know what? I hope affordable tickets. Do you want to finish MLB? Do we need to go in order before we get into this stuff?
Let's finish baseball, I guess.
Okay, so the Mariners thing is
Sad.
It sucks. They're gonna, yeah. I mean, they're gonna be
2023 World Series champs.
terrible. We'll see.
Write the
I
Sports
was gonna say,
Illustrated
put it on
article.
Sports Illustrated. It sucks. I mean, the Mariners they're one of the worst franchises in sports, and they're just going to continue to be, it looks like. And it's
Jerry DiPoto himself has said it takes 5 to 6 years
So-
to come out of a rebuild.
when do you when do you fire him? Cuz like this is When did
Well, that's
wait?
the
When
thi-
did he get hired?
Well, so he got hired before, not this season. I think the season before, maybe the season before that. And then the thing is, we extended him in June.
Yeah.
Literally right before we started tanking.
Yeah, and you don't want to be firing GMs every 2 years. You don't even want to be firing coaches that often, much less GMs.
Well, and I honestly, I don't know. I'm willing to see.
Well, so the thing is, they got to get it right quick now. Like, they got to start getting some prospects that are looking good, and they need to start making progress. Because if we go through next season and then the year after they don't have anybody coming up still, and there's no one there 2 seasons into having no players,
Then we get rid of him.
yeah. Well,
If
then
we
you,
haven't made the playoffs by 2022,
yeah.
I don't want the
Oh, by
Mariners.
2020. Oh, get rid of the team,
Yeah.
not Dipoto.
No,
Okay.
get rid of the team.
Okay.
I don't want him.
Hey man, I think the NHL. I mean, you might not be into it, and you might never end up being into it, but I think it is gonna succeed in Seattle.
I think it'll be fine.
The
yeah.
NHL games are great. It's an excellent live product.
And it'll be trendy for the first several
So
years.
so that's the thing. I feel like success for an expansion franchise in this day and age is like almost built in because it's gonna be such a hot ticket for 2 seasons, and I have a hard time believing that the cities there's enough Northeastern expats, Canadian expats, descendants of both in the Seattle area that there's going to be a long-term support for hockey in the city, I think. The Thunderbirds get enough support, and it's not even close. I was a WHL fan,
Yeah.
in Portland, but it's not the same level of hockey.
Maybe it's like a truly Seattle area thing, but like I literally knew no one as a child who cared or played hockey.
Oh well, yeah, no.
And now I get up here and I meet these people from like, 45 minutes out of Seattle
Yeah.
who do care.
Yeah.
Like the Everett Silvertips,
Yes.
I literally didn't know they
Second
existed.
in the WHL right now, I believe.
I did not. I thought the Thunderbirds were our only team until I talked to people here, and then they were like, "No,
There's a
no
team
one
in-
cares about the Thunderbirds, dude. It's all about the Silvertips."
There's a
And I was-
team in the Tri-Cities as well, and Portland.
Yeah,
No, I think, and I do. I mean, I just honestly, I believe in the product, and I think that if you give people the live event, so hopefully tickets are affordable and everything, which NHL tickets typically aren't crazy. It's not cheap. It's pro sports. It's legit Big Four pro sports, but there's 41 home games, and if you get out to see one of these games, I feel like it might be enough to bring people on board. We said we're not going to be talking about the NHL yet. Let's finish baseball. Nathan Eovaldi, 4 years, I think $68 million. It's too much. He's had 2 Tommy Johns. He's like 29 or whatever. It's too much. He throws 100 miles an hour. He's had 2 Tommy Johns. $16 million a year. But guess what, Jeremy? Guess. It doesn't matter, right?
Because
it's
baseball.
Yeah, it's baseball,
Yeah,
and
baseball.
the Red Sox have unlimited money. So the worst case scenario is that they get a little bit less rich,
yeah. The owner.
and maybe they pay some more
Who
luxury
owns
tax.
the Red Sox?
What's his name? John Henry.
It's funny how I can name literally basically every NFL owner,
Yeah.
but I don't know the Mariners owner by name.
Well,
I don't think there's one big owner.
Yeah,
it's part of the thing.
it's an ownership group for the Red Sox as well, but he's the principal. Him and one or two other big ones. Tom Werner, I think, is one of them. Whatever, dude.
I was the only
It's baseball.
person.
They're mega rich. Doesn't matter.
I was the only person in my business capstone class who was able to recognize George Steinbrenner off a picture.
I can't recognize George Steinbrenner.
I only
on
got
a
it because he
picture.
was in a Yankees jacket.
Oh,
Yeah,
mega rich old dude, Yankees jacket, Steinbrenner, the owner.
yeah. My teacher's like, anyone know who this is? I was like, Steinbrenner. And he was like, yep, George Steinbrenner.
Sick.
I was like, yeah.
King County has approved a $135 million
funding towards the maintenance of Safeco Field.
Safeco?
Yes.
Not Key Arena?
Nope.
What do they need $130 million for the grass at Safeco?
Couldn't tell you.
Yeah, Safeco's in pretty good shape.
Yeah, I've never been to that ballpark and been like, oh, this place needs $130 million in maintenance.
Safeco was kind of like Safeco was like the model that all of the new baseball stadiums were built off of.
Yeah, it's
Everyone like took Safeco and then added on to it.
it's not like mind blowing or anything in this day and age, but it's a fine, nice, modern ballpark. Like I've
Yeah.
never went in there and
It was
noticed
like
things being
the
crappy
OG
or anything.
modern ballpark.
Yeah, that's really weird. How much? I mean, they're spending a.
Well, and it's getting a new name this year. The deal with Safeco expired.
Oh yeah.
And they didn't renew the naming rights.
Do you know what it's gonna be?
I heard who was it was expected to be. I don't remember who it was, but it was
Yeah.
something boring again, like some insurance that someone I've heard of, but yeah, just like insurance or something.
Whatever. It doesn't
Yeah.
matter. Mariners don't matter.
Oh wait, no,
anymore.
I think it was T-Mobile. Yeah, I think it was T-Mobile Stadium.
Yeah, it's whatever. That's weird. They're not spending money on the Key Arena thing, right?
I don't know.
I think the group is paying to
Yeah.
renovate it. Isn't that the case?
I think so.
Well, I don't know.
Key Arena
We don't know.
needs money.
I mean,
Key Arena needs $130 million.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Key Arena needs that 130 million. Except for even if they put 130 million into it, like what are the? It's still that's not gonna fix its problems. Yeah, it's still gonna be like a cave with no parking.
Yeah.
So that part is gonna be weird. Paul Goldschmidt got traded from the Diamondbacks to the Cardinals. That's the last thing on baseball. We're finishing that, and where's the NHL? Seattle, barely on the list. Now it's on top. I actually think that because I think if the NHL team is successful, I do think that there's a good chance that more momentum can get built up for a new arena for them and an NBA team to share, if they can get an NBA team potentially.
Well, but, I mean, the NBA / hockey arena already had a deal to be entirely privately funded. The reason it got turned down was it was gonna interfere with port traffic for like a year and a half.
So I know we've talked about this before. I just think it's just different when there's a tangible team already in town. Like it's one thing to have.
There was a team walk, and then they left.
But not since. Wait, is that when the private funding stuff was happening that you were talking about? Because that's a whole long way.
So there's been multiple attempts. Chris Hansen bought the land and it offered to pay for the stadium south of Soto, and that got turned down for whatever reason. And then like 3 years ago, Russell Wilson, the Nordstroms, and like some other people offered to fund it privately in Soto, and they turned it down because it would mess with port traffic.
It definitely would. I mean, the Celtics are whooping the Knicks right now. It's kind of nice. I might be being idealistic about it, but I honestly just feel like there's going to be, when there's a team, which I really think there will be, a team in town succeeding with the fan base to match. I just feel like it's much more tangible pressure on the city and the county with a team succeeding, all of a sudden an actual fan base for like a thing that exists and is making money.
But what was more pressure than our basketball team is leaving if you don't give us money? I know,
so that's what but this is what the whole question comes down to, whether or not the city has decided that letting the Sonics leave was even a mistake in the first place, which I guess we'll see.
I remember parking being terrible for Sonics games.
Oh, before Amazon and everything.
Exactly.
Yeah. No,
and a little company called Amazon has moved into North Seattle.
And traffic is like one of the worst traffic cities in the country, which it did not used to be in our lifetime even. So I'm with you, but that's like also, so what happens when the NFL team there, that's pressure too on the city, is like, okay, yeah, this is not going to work. And clearly if they're letting an NHL team come, they're like, down with pro sports teams coming to town, obviously it's so much money. It's so much money, dude. Like it's another industry every time a pro sports team moves to your town, pretty much. Not
Then
another
why'd they let
industry,
it
but
leave? What?
they blew it, man. They blew it. But I just hope that they recognize, and I think this might be pressure. But this is all 2-16. My lord, the AFC South, Jeremy. Can we just remove it and the NFC East from the league?
I think we can also say factually that Blake Bortles is better than Cody Kessler.
I don't want to say either of those names anymore. We're done with that. I want to talk about the names and the uniforms potential for the NHL team. And I mean, I'm kind of disappointed. I thought you would at least be like
The Pilots is sick.
on board. Yeah, I actually kind of like the Pilots. What do you think about these unis though?
I love those.
You like the Pilots unis?
I don't love the one on the right as much.
Oh, HDMI too much. The red one, yeah, it doesn't work. It doesn't fit.
Yeah.
And change this change that to like not red. But those are pretty nice. I'm actually going to put these images, I think. We'll give credit to, I can't remember, whatever designer this is. I'll put it in at Dave Sizer. We're actually going to put him on. The Pilots, I think, might be my favorite. But I do kind of think they should go with one of the Seattle color schemes. I like this Aviators thing. I don't know about the Aviators as a team name, but I'm kind of down with the unis.
Yeah, I
That's
don't like
not
those bottom
good.
ones.
That's not good. Yeah, that's not good. The faux back, because there is no throwback.
Yeah, I was gonna say it looks like a
Um,
throwback Steelers uniform gone awry.
Yeah, that's not chill. These are nice with the Mariners color. I like those. The
Those are
Seattle
chill.
Metropolitans.
It looks just like the Thunderbirds.
Yeah, so that is a kind of weird thing. Is like, do they match with like one of the teams in town? It's weird if they do one of the non-hockey teams. It's weird if they like pay homage to the junior team in town. Like, it does kind of look like the Thunderbirds, but again, I'm kind of down with the
Metropolitans is a good name. It's kind of like ambiguous.
Yeah, but it's not Seattle at all, dude. Like, anyone could be the Metropolitans.
That's true.
So
Except maybe like Oklahoma City. The Oklahoma
Yeah,
City
that doesn't work.
Metropolitans.
it's a fine name, but yeah. What about the Seattle Kraken?
I'm not down.
No.
And those are ugly uniforms
Yeah, dude,
too.
that's
Look
not
like
cool.
snakes.
We can just get the Seattle Kraken is a not even no-go.
That's lame too.
The best non-Kraken sea creature.
That
is
looks like a San Jose team.
the Grays.
That looks like a fifth team in a state kind of team.
A 15. Shots fired at the San Jose Sharks. These are like a whole bunch of different
The
designers.
Seattle Grays.
We'll give credit to the designers when I post their images because I'm gonna
The
Seattle Sushi.
Now that's a meme.
That
looks like the
not
Safeway
real.
logo.
Spider Roll, California Roll.
That looks like Subway and Quiznos had a baby.
Yeah, we're done with that too. I guess that's all the names they have in here. I mean, that's most.
I've heard the odds-on favorite is still the Totems.
The Totems
though.
is the odds-on favorite. I'll get the odds right now. It's like Totems. The Sockeyes are up. What do you think it should be, Jeremy?
I kind of like that Pilots one.
And you know the Pilots, the Seattle Pilots baseball team.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, so that's
The
I'm down with
Aviators
that.
is also good.
The Aviators is kind of good, but I also
The Rainiers is good.
But what's the? I don't know if I'm down for the Rainiers. There it is. That's what I want. It kind of doesn't sound like a hockey team to me for some reason. I don't know
The
why.
Rainiers, I think that sounds super hockey.
I mean, kind of. It's wintry. It should,
Mountains.
but it's a mountain. It
the
should.
Avalanche.
Yeah. But Avalanche is like boom, winter explosion in your face, hockey.
Seals is dumb. Evergreens is dumb.
Sea Lions is dumb.
Cougars is dumb. Firebirds is dumb.
Whales is dumb.
Krakens is dumb. Emeralds is dumb.
It's not Krakens, it's Kraken.
Kraken
The
is
Seattle
dumb.
Kraken.
Emerald is dumb.
So Totems, Rainiers, Sockeyes. I think Renegades is dumb.
Whales is dumb.
So it's Totems, Rainiers, or Sockeyes.
Yeah. Oh, Eagles is also definitely
Eagles is
high-key
totally dumb. Not even a chance,
Yeah.
dude. The Seattle Eagles, no way. No way. I kind of like Sockeyes, I think. But it's a salmon.
There's too many things
Doesn't
called
seem
the Sockeye.
tough. Are there?
Yeah.
Like what?
I like lots of like different club baseball teams.
Isn't there a baseball Rainiers?
Yeah, the Mariners AAA team is the Rainiers.
So they'd be copping that.
That's true. Very true.
This is all via a Darren Rovell tweet, by the way. Don't sue us. Totems is... It's not bad,
It's
but
poser.
it's not good. Yeah.
It's poser.
I'm not into it.
There are no Native American people watching hockey.
I don't know about that, but I'm not into it, honestly. For sure. We got the designs from an ESPN.com article. And yeah, I'll be posting I'll be putting those images up along with the link to Jeremy's node hacking video.
Why aren't we just like the Seattle Rain?
The Seattle Gray Days. Hang on, I'm reminding myself to link your video.
CCMP layer 2 attacks, dude.
It's all about getting into those nodes, guys. Then
Switches.
you just switch the nodes and whatever.
No, switches are a separate thing. A switch is like a dumb router.
And then whatever you want to do with the network, you're in it,
Yep,
right? Yeah.
definitely.
So, the Kraken. That's so bad, dude. That's not okay with me. The NBA, Jeremy. You spelled Kyle Lowry wrong.
I don't care.
Okay. Well, the Celtics are playing good tonight. They're on a 4-game win streak. Do our little Celtics check-in.
They're beating the Knicks, walk.
Yeah, so
Nobody cares.
I know, and that's what. And their 4-game win streak.
Nobody cares.
Despite the listen. Despite their 4-game win streak, they're just kind of floating along. They're still the 6th seed in the East. Toronto's playing pretty well, despite this weird thing where apparently Kyle Lowry is benched.
Yeah.
So Jaylen Brown is benched for the Celtics, which not benched, but he came off the bench tonight. Which is Kyle Lowry's not benched either, but Jaylen Brown's came off the bench tonight, and the Celtics
I don't know
have been good.
any All-Star.
By the way,
come off the bench.
they're like the Celtics were like 4-0 when Jaylen Brown was out of the lineup this season. Now he's coming off the bench and they're winning. Sus. Very sus. Besides that point, the Kyle Lowry thing, he's leading the league in assists, I'm pretty sure.
That sounds right.
I think he has averaging 11 assists a game.
He's been having like arguably his best season.
So can you explain the...
I don't know why it happened. He did he did an interview with Rachel Nichols just like the other day. It was apparently the head of basketball operations decision.
Masai Ujiri?
I
think that's their GM guy.
And they were like, "What's your relationship with him?" He's like, "Oh, he's the president of basketball operations, and I played basketball."
True. Shots fired. Yeah, that's weird. The Raps are pretty good. They're the same old Raps plus Kawhi. So they have a good bench and they play hard. And now they have an MVP guy.
Now the Spurs suck. How about those Spurs getting blown out by like 30 every night?
They are not very good, but they also don't have any players,
But
which is...
They shouldn't be this bad.
They don't have any players.
They got DeMar.
DeMar DeRozan is a fine wing scorer. Sue me, Grady.
Sued.
Okay. I win, because DeMar DeRozan is just a fine wing player.
Who else they get in that trade?
I don't know. They don't have anyone, man. I watched them play the Lakers the other night, which We have weekly Lakers roundup or update or whatever on the list as well, and I don't. They're also just like still. They have LeBron, so they compete every night.
Lonzo's playing better.
I guess. Is he?
Yeah.
Do you know that, or have you just heard that? Because I've heard
No,
that.
I've actually been watching.
Okay.
I
mean,
mean, not
I-
like every game.
Yeah, no. I watched their game against the Spurs the other day, and they still look like, I didn't watch the whole game, but
He's been shooting the ball more and shooting the ball better,
That's weird.
right?
So they're fifth in the dude. What the hell? I haven't looked at the standings yet. They're fifth in the West, behind the Warriors, Clippers, Thunder, and Nuggets.
In reverse order.
The fourth place Warriors. Jeremy,
Yeah,
dude, wicked sick.
it is pretty cool.
The Trailblazers are now seventh place in true Trailblazers form. They'll probably make one more run before the end of the season and then poop themselves in the first round, I would say. Take that, Blazers fans.
Living life all in the way to be swept in the first round.
It's hard knocks, man. Somebody's got to do it though. Jalen,
Classic.
dude, he's really frustrating me, and he's not only 20 anymore. I think the Markelle Fultz thing is probably like the only actual story on our NBA topic list this week, because Woj dropped that Fultz has been officially diagnosed with some a nerve condition, basically, in the nerves between his shoulder and his neck, supposedly explaining why he can't shoot, or maybe actually explaining why he can't shoot, because this whole thing is officially gotten super duper weird, I would say.
Well, yeah.
Like super duper weird, dude.
Like 21-year-olds aren't supposed to be enabled to,
Lift their arm.
yeah, for like 12 months.
Yeah. Well, so yeah, and now he's supposedly. This is the part I don't get, is he's out 4 to 6 weeks, and I'm not an expert, obviously, in any like facsimile of that word. But how do you expect in 4 weeks all of a sudden this thing that is meaning he can't connect his motions to shoot a free throw, that's going to be better in 4 weeks?
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, maybe there's treatment, dude, but come on, like, it's.
I mean, I think he's broken.
He's broken.
Tossing the ball in between your hands
Yeah,
as you're
dude.
going up for a free throw. That's not because like you have a nerve condition. That's
No.
just because you're like
He's got a-
trying anything.
He's got a mind condition. He's
Yeah.
just like not. He got messed up, and somewhere in the process of transitioning to the NBA, he stopped being able to play basketball. He got like mega yips. That's all it is, I think.
Yep. It's like a field goal kicker.
It's super weird though, and
He's Blair Walsh.
I haven't really looked into what the team is saying about it, but I'm curious.
They haven't
'cause-
really said anything.
Yeah, I haven't heard anything.
And I think
but
purposefully.
what are they gonna? Yeah, what are they gonna say? Like, we don't get it. It's weird as hell.
Yeah, the Sixers would like nothing less for no one to talk about until he's playing again one day.
If he is,
Yeah.
it's like they'd probably like no one to talk about it because they blew a pick. Although,
Well, and because
can you blame them?
I think that they don't want, like, Markelle Fultz is already struggling mentally, just like
Oh yeah,
that
for
in the
sure.
headlines.
For sure, you don't need. Yeah, that kid doesn't need any help getting in his own head at this point, for sure. Oh, Kyrie, why do you have to be so weird? I would love you with my whole heart.
I was really into conspiracies at the time.
Yeah, and hating Thanksgiving. I'm looking at the
Partycast.
I'm looking at the college thing, and I think I want to do fighting.
Wong's on the partycast.
Do you want? It's not party cast time yet, dude. We still have a lot left. Fury Wilder.
What about it, Walk?
It was a good fight. It was a lot of fun. Two big old smacker guys whacking each other. It was nice.
Yeah.
I'm sold on Tyson Fury in the beginning when he came out to run this town and was doing all kinds of spastic maneuvers and like I'll be honest, I was not into it in the beginning. And then Wilder, who I'm kind of a fan of
He's
to
like
start
a
with.
storybook character.
Tyson Fury?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like just like the big bald town drunk who just
The
like
Gypsy King
can push a fucking semi truck.
returns from the pit of misery to somehow awaken from death in the 12th round and beat the
He spoke to
Should've
God
beat.
in those like 4 seconds,
which is
and God was like, "Yo, get up."
saying something because
And he was like,
Deontay
"Word."
Deontay was anointed by God. His grandma said,
Oh yeah.
"Yeah,
Wow.
his grandmama told him he was anointed by God long ago."
That's pretty hard.
But yeah, Tyson Fury. I mean, it was an entertaining fight, and somewhat weird to see in some of these guys' heavyweight fights. It was like a really good technical boxing match, which I think is why most people think Fury won it, because he definitely controlled the whole fight. Because I don't think it's unfair at all, or like I don't think it would be in any way controversial to say that Wilder's not the greatest boxer. That dude can just smack you. I mean, when he hits you, you die.
Yeah.
But he's not like
Like
he was technically speaking, he was frustrated that whole fight.
I literally don't remember him like putting together a series like the whole fight.
Oh no, other than like the 2-punch combos that knocked Fury both times.
Yeah.
Dropped him so Wilder
Well,
had
one
the
of
two
them it was like
knockdowns,
he was on his way down. The first
Right.
one he was like going down.
and then he smacked him again. Dude, I don't know how Tyson Fury. I mean, the first one could have been a knockout, good chin from Fury, but the second one, like the gone. The 12th round, Wilder for sure, and I'm pretty sure everyone's eyes needs a knockout except for the judge who scored it like 15-11
Yeah.
Wilder or whatever. Who had Wilder
Never
winning
work
by
another
4
day in
points.
boxing in his life. Let me be clear with that.
I bet Stephen A. said that. I hope he did. Because I mean, dude,
Yeah.
at the end of the fight, he
Yeah.
did. Oh,
Stephen A. probably said it though too.
I thought didn't that sounded like a Stephen A. quote about the one
I
judge
was
from the Canelo fight.
I was channeling my Stephen A.
Okay. Kyrie is scoring 10 points per game better with short hair than Fro Kyrie.
But he looked so much cooler as Fro
I
Kyrie.
do love Fro Kyrie, dude. It's pretty nice.
I like Shaggy Russ.
Yeah. Can we? I don't know. I mean, how much time should we actually spend on boxing? I guess there's a Lomachenko
How much more
fight
do you have
coming
to
up.
say? Oh yeah, the Wang fight minute.
Yeah, we got to
Go.
get to the Loma
There's,
fight.
No, take it.
Loma
Rant.
versus
He's not
Pachata
taking
fight. Both fighters have only lost one fight in their careers. So Posada lost the one fight to this dude named Devontae, and he fights a lot like Loma does. So it looks like he's gonna have some issues going into this Saturday night's fight.
You think Loma's gonna have some issues?
No, I think Posada is gonna have issues, and Loma.
Kyrie's hurt, Walk. Kyrie's hurt. He's grabbing his shoulder.
You shut your mouth.
No, he's grabbing his shoulder. Rotator cuff tear.
No.
Done for the season.
No, he's fine. Just need some Gatorade.
Nope, needs surgery.
Hydrate and recover.
Just some surgery.
Yeah, Loma's gonna. I don't know that dude's name, so Loma's probably gonna kick his ass
Yeah,
because he's a sav.
but the other dude is 24-1, and Loma is like 12-1.
Yeah, that's pretty legit, but also
I'm undefeated.
that is true, technically speaking. Just Lomachenko is just nasty, and I mean, I guess there could be nasty guys. I'm sure there's nasty guys that I don't know their names, but Loma's like one of the best pound for pound fighters I've watched in my life. I feel like, but he could lose. He's got a loss. Anybody can lose. Yeah. So that's top flight, right? Top rank. I mean, So ESPN fight. Most people can watch that. That's good. Not pay $70 for it, or watch it for $70 because that's the only way I can think of to watch it.
They need to put like big fights on just like ABC.
That's not boxing.
It used to be
What happened to Kyrie?
like I mean boxing. When did pay-per-view
That's a goal
even
10.
become a thing?
I don't know, but
I mean, like,
people
I
used to
don't-
care about boxing and they don't.
yeah. So how do you get people to care? You let them see it. No one can care. They can't see it.
They can, but they just have to give you money. Is that where he heard it? Dude, you're fine. He's fine.
Done. Finished.
Please be fine.
Finito.
He's just tired. He doesn't want to play anymore. They're up
Career.
by 23
Finito.
against the Knicks. He's okay. He's
Blown ACL.
chatting with Marcus. Should Georgia have been in the college football playoff? I have no idea.
Well, I mean, just consider that Alabama beat every team they played by 20, and they only lost to them by 7.
And they had one loss.
That was their second loss.
So is everyone in the playoff one-loss teams?
Well, Bama has not lost, and neither is Clemson. So we have 2 1-loss and 2 no-loss teams.
Yeah, so that's
Or no, we have three undefeated teams and a 1-loss team.
Well, it's hard to argue with the undefeateds in general, I think. Even if your loss is to Bama, I think it's hard to argue with the undefeateds. Who has the loss?
Oklahoma. And the reason they just
Wait, they made it? I thought you were saying they should have made it and they didn't.
No, Oklahoma made it over Ohio State and Georgia.
Oh, you're saying maybe one of those two teams should have made it? No, Oklahoma, the team. Wait. Oh, should Georgia have made it? That was your. Yeah, sorry. I don't know. Hasn't Oklahoma been. Who's their loss to? Weren't they swagging all year?
Oklahoma has like the best offensive college football history and a horrendous defense.
Oh. Well,
They're kind of like the Chiefs.
yeah, I mean, maybe there's an argument to be made for Georgia because the Bama loss is like everyone got murdered by Bama except for them.
Well,
so.
and not only that, but they were
Oh my God.
they were up.
Was that blocked? I think Shemi Ojale just missed a 3 by like 5 feet.
Yeah, they also were up 28-14
On Bama, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's a compelling argument, obviously, Jeremy, I would say.
The reason I think Oklahoma made it over anyone else is because they only lost one game. Their one loss was to a good school in Texas, and then they went and beat Texas in the Big 12 championship game this weekend.
Yeah, and
That's
like,
avenging their one
yeah,
loss.
exactly. And that's like a weird part of the whole college football selection thing is this like math of who's beaten who and everything. And I feel like if you avenge your own loss, then that's like a neutral almost in that college football scenario. Which is kind of dumb, but hey, college football is kind of dumb.
Fair.
Sort of. I mean, it's kind of unfair, but
Oh, look at that walk, looking like Kobe at the end.
yeah, I know he's icing it hardcore. Is there any chance Bama loses? First, actually, the Kyler Murray thing. Murphy, isn't it Murphy?
No, it's Murray.
Murray? Oh, Kyler Murray. He's choosing baseball. I didn't know that. I didn't know baseball was a thing for him, and I haven't watched him, so I don't know if he's an NFL quarterback.
Yeah, he's a better version of he's Baker throwing it all over the yard, but with seemingly more potential.
Interesting.
He's like Baker and Patrick Mahomes put together.
Well, I like Baker, actually, and Patrick Mahomes, so.
He's like Baker if he was a better athlete.
Okay. Well, he's a pitcher.
Yeah, so he got drafted. It was either like somewhere between like 3rd and 6th overall in the last MLB draft.
Ooh, okay, yeah. I mean, I'd choose baseball too. Are you kidding me? Make way more money and not be dead.
You know, and
Cool.
his agent is Scott Boris.
Oh, he's gonna make a ton of money.
Yeah, it was funny. Scott Boras released a statement. He was like, he's very committed to his Oklahoma teammates and baseball, but mostly baseball.
I mean, he's a top 5 pick or whatever in the vicinity pitcher who's a Boris client. If he has any talent, he'll end up making baseline as much money as he would have made probably in the NFL.
But is there nothing?
Well, no, that's not true.
Is
but
being remembered worth nothing? Walk.
he could be remembered by old people in the MLB until they die.
Exactly.
No, it's worth something. I don't know. The last thing, Jeremy. The last thing. Will Bama lose in the playoff?
No, I don't think they will.
No, I don't think they will either. They're a friggin' wagon, dude. They murder everyone.
I think Georgia could have beaten them, but yeah, well, but
They're a wagon, man.
but so I don't. I think the problem with Clemson is honestly, I think Kelly Bryant was the better option for this season. Like, yeah, Trevor Lawrence is the future, but I think Kelly Bryant gives you a better chance of winning this season.
Yeah, but Bama's a wagon.
And then Notre Dame, I mean, they have no chance unless they get their starting quarterback back.
Yeah, but Bama's a wagon.
A wagon who was tied to Citadel at halftime.
Bama's a wagon though. Now they don't lose. They win by 20.
Yeah, but they were tied to Citadel at halftime just 3 weeks ago. Walk.
Bama's a wagon, Jeremy.
And
it's
they were
party cast
they
time.
were down
Just
going
give
into
it
the
up.
fourth
Bama's
quarter.
a wagon. Don't make me
against
do it. We're
Georgia.
going full party cast. Don't make me do it. Bama's a wagon.
No. Down with Bama.
Down with party cast. Up with party cast. Down with Bama.
You can't turn up the party cast. This is as fast as the lights strobe.
You're right. Oh no, that was wrong. All right. Like us on Facebook. Subscribe on YouTube. Like everything. Comment on everything. Please, I would love you.
Eat a cheese potato sandwich.
Okay.
They're good.
I can't.